What is going on, everybody? We are back at it again, and we have what I think is the matchup of the night. You just saw a great matchup: the Drakes versus the Samurai in the Challenger League. The Drakes pulling out the 3-1 victory. Congratulations to them, moving to 10-1 on the season. They are looking so good. I believe that's going to put their magic number down to 2, I believe, depending on how Venom did. I think Venom might have won, so I think their magic number is going to be staying at 2. But the Drakes, they're getting close to actually locking up a playoff spot. So good on them there. And yeah, we have a great matchup here for this one going on. We have Venganza versus Grandmasters. It should be another great matchup here. I'm super excited to see how it's going to go. Titan League matchup here. Grandmasters coming into this one. They're sitting right now 8-0, magic number also of 3, just like the Drakes before this one. And Venganza coming to this one at 5-3, holding on to that playoff spot. I believe that's the second. Yeah, they've got the second, or actually the first wild card, excuse me. They're hanging in there at the first wild card right now. I'm joined by my friend Cooking Bagels. Bagels, are you here? Are you alive?
I am. I was a little late to the party due to some unforeseen circumstances, but I'm here now and looking forward to this match.
Oh yeah, should be a great one here. The viewers voted it for it on Saturday Night Rocket League. You guys chose this matchup, and it should be a good one here. I mean, Bagels, we saw the Grandmasters on Saturday Night Rocket League. You know, there's some crazy moments on that drunk cast on Saturday night, and you know, the Grandmasters, they were able to pull out the 3-2 victory over Nebula. So we just saw them on Saturday. How do you think they're gonna perform coming into this game? And does Venganza have what it takes to finally give them their first loss?
It was a hell of a night.
That it was.
That is for sure. It was an interesting match with the sub-ins on both sides, but regardless of that, it was a good match to watch. But all things being equal, I think the Grandmasters, they were able to scrape by with another Game 5 win. I think that's 3 or 4 Game 5 wins they have on the season. But they're honestly gonna have to play better if Venganza's on their peak performance, because otherwise, I think Venganza could honestly roll away with this series if Grandmasters don't play up to their potential, despite their 8-0 record.
Yeah, Grandmasters, like you talked about, they've been pushed to Game 5 numerous times, so they're no strangers to that. So we'll have to see if another Game 5 is in order. Bagels, one last thing before we get things going. Who do you got in this matchup? Grandmasters, are they going to 9-0, or is Venganza going to pull off the upset here?
Like I said, I think I think Venganza could easily take this, but you know, you gotta go with Mr. Dubs. As we apparently named him as I was watching the VOD back. I've actually watched the VOD back twice. It was actually such good content. I couldn't help myself, and man, Mr. Dubs was quite the factor in that commentary.
That he was, and we're gonna get these guys joined up here. Mr. Dubs, also known as Bubbly Reaper, here. He's on Grandmasters, so we're gonna be seeing him for sure in this one. Make sure you guys get your guys' votes in the chat there. The poll is up. Always want to hear what you guys think. Also, be sure to toss who you're taking in the chat there and let us know. But we're gonna get things going here. Grandmasters versus Venganza. We got Grandmasters over there in the blue with Foam, Bubbly Reaper, and Fishy. Then Venganza with Ladog, Skies, and 4. And Bagels, 4 was a recent pickup. They had H on their team, who was a 1950, and they traded to get another 1950. They dropped H and picked up 4 now. So what do you know about 4 and what he can bring to the table for this Venganza squad?
Well, I know that there was some kind of they just weren't gelling on the field. Oh! Sorry, the goal almost going in there for Fishy. I just know that even though Venganza had a respectable record, I just knew they weren't gelling well with H from what the other players were saying. But I don't know anything about 4 other than our one game that we played. But man, he's just... I mean, you can definitely tell that he's a 2100 MMR player. He's fast. He makes every challenge. I think he missed maybe once or twice throughout the whole series. It was a grind and a battle that Game 5 series was, and I think Grandmasters are going to have to respect him when he's on the ball.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a high caliber player here, and I'm sure we're going to be talking about him as this matchup goes on. And speaking of, we got 4 right here on the offense. Just trying to stay with that one, but the dog on the miss there. Sky's going to follow up, send this one in the corner. Now Foam taking up the sidewall there. 4 off the backboard looking for the shot there, but Bubbly able to deny it away. A double commit comes out, could be dangerous there. 4, he's in the perfect spot there to bail his team out there, and almost an open net opportunity there. Uncharacteristic mistake from them as we see this ball's up. Foam looking for the shot over the top, but it's going to go just wide. They're unable to get the goal there. 3 shots already for Grandmasters, none for Venganza at this point, and we're still tied at 0s. And we see Foam almost had the angle, but Bubbly couldn't turn that one in. Almost had a great play there too from the Grandmasters, but unable to capitalize.
Yeah, they needed to convert on that opportunity, as I don't know how many goals are going to be happening in this game. One is a good shot comes in from 4 and saved away by Bubbly, but it's looking like Grandmasters, at least in this game 1, they're playing a lot better than they were on Saturday, even when they did have their full Titan lineup as a double commit comes out. But yeah, I think Foam really needed to hit that shot right there to get that momentum in their favor.
Yeah, it was wide open too. So that one's gonna be something you look back on if Grandmasters aren't gonna be able to win this game. But still a long way to go here. 2 minutes in game number 1, still tied at 0. I do think you're right though. It seems like with the way this game's going, goals are gonna be at a premium. So you're gonna want to make use of every opportunity. As Foam, he might have an open net here, trying to get in the middle to Bubbly, but too slow on the touch. Again, Grandmasters, another great opportunity. What they can't convert is now Skies back on the offense, going for the dunk there. He can't find it with a follow-up opportunity, little dog. He's off the post one more time, and it's not going to go. And this one's going back down. It's wide open.
Oh, no.
He can't hit it in either. What is going on right now? Bubbly now up for it, trying to go underneath.
No,
he makes it in. And Foam puts it in after all of that. My goodness.
Oh, my God. Oh, no. Absolute calamity for Venganza. And I mean, the fact that, oh my God, there's just so many chances and just one fell by the wayside, one after the other. But finally, with the triple fake coming out, the ball is finally to go, just goes into the net. I'm honestly speechless.
Yeah, that was super intense right there. Opportunities on both sides. It seemed like somebody was going to get it in, and all it took was that fake there. As we see Venganza now down 1-0 in here in this game number 1 is Fishy trying to get it back on the offense. Bubbly going to try to help him out there. Now looking for a back pass to Foam, who's demoed. But he's back in the game now as we're under a minute remaining here in game number 1. Bubbly Reaper sending it high. 4 barely able to get that touch out. There's a follow coming through. The dog has to make the save, and he does. And now 4 is trying to get back on the offense. For Venganza, they desperately need to find a good opportunity here. As this ball's stuck out in the corner, Skies. He's popping it up high, trying to get things going, but only 30 seconds remaining, and Venganza, they've really yet to get a super threatening opportunity in.
Yeah, and honestly, I hate to call out Bubbly again, even though he's my own teammate. As 4, he just blatantly makes a misplay on that ball. I'm expecting a lot more from him right there.
Yeah, I think 4 was saying something about him lagging there. I'm not sure if that was the case there. I mean, Foam just put a nice shot right to him. But Grandmasters now with 20 seconds remaining, it looks like they're going to be able to take this game number 1 unless Venganza can pull something miraculous here in the final seconds as they're trying to look for one now. But Foam, he's just patient with it. He doesn't have any boost, just going to try to challenge with it. Bubbly going to send this one down.
Bubbly hit the double? Oh, no.
No, not going to happen. Bubbly, he doesn't hit those. But as this one goes down, Grandmasters, they're going to come out and take game number 1 here, 2-0 here. And that was a pretty crazy first game.
Yeah, it wasn't that much offense coming in from both teams, as there was less than double-digit shot totals on both sides, but it was just a lot of close chances from both teams. And then finally, after that halfway point, Grandmasters was able to sink a few with the great kind of triple fake the Venganza players. It was just too much chaos for them to handle, and then that unfortunate mistake from 4, lag or not, I mean, that play has to be made. But what I was going to say before that unfortunate mistake came out is that I know that Bubbly's been playing with me in a lot of like other higher MMR matches lately, and including that Saturday match and that game 1 of this series so far. It just looks like he's playing so fast and taking the ball away from Fishy and Foam, and he wasn't punished quite yet in that game 1, but that could be a flaw in their game. As Bubbly, I think he's just trying to take the ball too much for himself and needs to let it respect his teammates on the ball.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, the Grandmasters they had a great deal of opportunities there. I feel like they had the majority of the opportunities, despite a couple of those issues. But Venganza, Bagels with this roster, it seemed like they had their opportunities, maybe one or two, not too many opportunities, but there was definitely a couple where it seemed like they should have been able to sneak one in.
Yeah, there was a few where it was those quick counterattacks coming out for Venganza, and they had Grandmasters on the back foot, and there was 2 or 3 shots that went off the crossbar, the crossbar, and the ones that didn't, it was just a last-second save from Bubbly or Foam right on the box, and they just got to be a little bit faster to break down that Grandmasters defense.
Yeah, and now Grandmasters, they're able to take this victory though, and it was still a great performance. And I'm looking from the poll in chat. It looks like chat's going with Grandmasters in this one to take the victory. So I think that was in 4-5 if I remember correctly from that vote. But I mean, Grandmasters, great performance for them in game 1, and Bagels already with the way that game one went. I think we're in for a treat, and I think this one could potentially be going to game 5 if I had to take a guess here.
Yeah, if Venganza can kind of clean up that defense a little bit and hit those shots on offense, it could very well be a back and forth matchup here. And I know I was kind of calling Bubbly out earlier, but in that Saturday night interview, from what I can remember from watching the VOD back, is he sounded very confident going into this matchup. Addition of 4 or not, he feels like he can beat Venganza here, and rightly so, as his team's 8-0, no losses on the season. But if Venganza can start to heat up here, I mean, that confidence might be starting to run a little dry if the series isn't in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely have to see. I mean, Grandmasters, they pretty much survived everything that's thrown to them. But I don't want to throw a curse on them, but it reminds me a little bit of the Dragons as of last season. It seemed like the Dragons were so dominant at the beginning, and they squeaked out a couple of game 5 victories, and Grandmasters have done it more so, as we talked about at the outset of this game, is that they've gone to game 5 in numerous occasions. And while they've been able to pull out the victory and they've done enough to survive, that can also be a little bit concerning, when you're always getting pushed to game 5, because one bad game in that game 5, one goal goes different in that one, and they could be looking at a couple of losses there instead of being undefeated.
Yeah, and I know from what I've seen, because I know some of the players have been streaming their own matches, so I've seen a few of the ones that were off stream, and for Grandmasters, they've mainly been dominant in those game 5s, coming out with 2-goal or 3-goal victories in them, including, I believe it was the one where my team almost pulled off the reverse sweep. They kind of just smacked us in that game 5. So something about game 5s, they're able to come up clutch as a whiff comes out. But yeah, they're able to clutch up in game 5, and hopefully, I don't think they want to go to game 5 against Venganza, though, I'll be honest.
Yeah, Venganza, a very solid roster here, and as we finally got the server back up, we're in game number 2 now. Grandmasters, they're able to pull off the game 1 victory, 2-0 in that one, and now Venganza gonna have to look to fight back in this one and hopefully tie up the series here, as we see 4 trying to get on the dribble there, but Bubbly is gonna leave that one for Foam there. Foam can't find the touch for the moment. Fishy popping this one up high. Opportunity here, but Four, he's there first. Looking for the follow. Can he get to it? He can. That one's going to go by a defender. Fishy, last one there. Going to make the save, able to keep it out, but Ladog, he's back on the offense. The Sky send this one up high. Four, he's looking for the shot. Can he put it in? It's off the crossbar. It's still there, and Four is going to put it home. Just what you want to see from Four as Venganza finds their first goal of the series.
Yeah, and then even at that point, you're expecting Four to hit that shot the first time around. It was kind of the tough read to get it exactly where he wanted, but he still needs to hit that on the first shot. But luckily, it was such an awkward bounce off that crossbar that all of the Grandmasters defensive players were in a bit of a spot as he tries to shoot it behind the defense, but not able to sink it in. But yeah, it was just enough of an awkward bounce down that he was able to quickly rebound it.
And then we see another one there, Foam, out of nowhere, able to make the save. A great save from him, but Venganza is something you talked about in the last one is, can they heat up here? And it looks like at the beginning of this game, they have definitely heated up. 5 shots, make it 6 right there. And Grandmasters have no shots on this one. And Venganza, they're all on the offense right here. Is Foam going to put it in the counter attack there? 1 shot, 1 goal for them, and we're tied.
Was this Skies? Okay, no, it was actually Ladog. I was going to give Skies so much crap if that was him missing in the midfield. But Venganza, they play such a speedy rotation and fast play style that if one whiff does come out trying to just beat out Grandmasters, that they can be easily punished like that. I remember I got a few open net goals on them in our series, and if one whiff comes out in that rotation, it just breaks it all down. And they had 2 minutes of sustained pressure. Maybe they didn't need to play that aggressive, and like you mentioned, they had 6 shots going into that minute and a half, and they only had 5 shots for all of game 1.
Yeah, so they definitely have turned it up here, and they're trying to get that speedy offense, like you said, as we see a shot opportunity for with the placement. Good shot from him, and it's 2-1 now. Venganza retaking the lead.
Yeah, that was just a very subpar hit from Foam. I think his teammates needed to let him know that he had a little bit more time. And then, even though he had already jumped, he could have placed it into the corner, or maybe even got a more powerful hit back to the midfield. But that ball needs to be hit into the corner. There's another open net here, but Sky, oh, it just off the post.
Wow, another close opportunity. Venganza, they really turned it up right here. They are just going shot after shot. Grandmasters just barely hanging on there as they almost gave up a 3rd goal right there, but Venganza, they're still on the offense. This one's across. Fishy, he's got time, looking for Foam, who pops it up high, looking for another follow, trying to stay with it. This one comes back across. Pass up to Foam, looking for Fishy here. Fishy just going to take it into the corner. Ladog, he's waiting. As now Four sends it down the field. Opportunity here. Shot towards the net. Sky's putting it home. And Venganza, 3-1.
Yeah, it was another one of those quick counterattacks, and Venganza able to convert on it this time. As the Grandmasters, they were just out of position. And Foam, he kind of tried to get that risky pass out to the middle to hit Fishy and put it too far to the left, and Fishy kind of just had to get an awkward touch that sent it into the corner where 2 Venganza players were. And that's how that counterattack started. The net's open here, and Fishy's able to get one back.
Yeah, nice shot there from Fishy. Foam just putting it off the wall there, and I think, actually Bubbly cleared out the way there. That was what set that one up. The demo opened up the space. Perfect shot there from them, and Grandmaster is able to pull it back within 1 now.
Yeah, between Bubbly and Fishy going for bumps or demos in the net, you better make sure you got all your armor at 100%, because they're coming in, and they're coming in quick. But yeah, able to get one back there. Sky's up. Almost able to hit the double, but yeah, now Venganza not looking quite as solid, and both teams just, the defense isn't quite there at the moment. And I'm gonna have to call out Foam here as he's on this ball. If Foam seems like the one person, regardless of his points in this game, as Bubbly's sitting at 86 points, Sky's missing the open net. It feels like Foam, he's not playing up to the potential I know him that he can play at, even though I give him a lot of crap. I feel like he can play better, and 2 of the goals were caused from his mistakes, but let's see if he can clutch up in this last minute like he did on Saturday.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need it here as they're down by 1 goal in game number 2. Still holding on to the 1-0 series lead here, but Would definitely like to pull it to 2-0 series lead. His Foam back on the offense. Bubbly right in front of the net. He can't find the touch. Fishy there. He can't find it either. The net was open, and that was one that Grandmasters definitely should have hit. Is Venganza back on the counterattack? It's in the net there. Yes, it is. Skies puts it home, and Venganza 4-2.
Yeah, and I asked him to clutch up right there, and then he couldn't make the shot on offense, and then it was a great hit from 4, but he needed to get that 50 on defense there, and it just put it in such an awkward spot that nobody was able to deal with it. And that was their opportunity on offense with less than a minute left. It perfectly bounced down from the crossbar in the ceiling, and it was kind of an easy shot to hit. The Venganza defense wasn't ready for it. I think he was just playing a little too fast, as it doesn't even matter because the team somewhat of a pinch comes out, and they're able to get one back anyway.
Yeah, Bubbly and Fishy they just go for the 50 there, and it just somehow works. Skies was not expecting the 50 to lose there, and now Grandmasters, with only 32 seconds left, they're right back in this one. We'll have to see if they can find some more of that offense that they had in game number 1. Is now Fishy. He's on the ball, but 4, he finds the dunk. Foam trying to stay with it, but Skies, good win there. Is now Bubbly looking for Foam. Foam over the top of the defender, but 4, he's just waiting for it. Good patience from him. Sending it all the way back down. Fishy taking this one up high towards the net here as Ladog, he finds the clear for the moment. Fishy back on the offense. Venganza just patiently waiting there as Ladog, he sends it a long way. Grandmasters are going to have to keep it up if they want a chance. This one's just floating there. One more goal, maybe. It's still up, though. Venganza trying to find it towards the midfield. Bubbly combination touch there. Is this one? It's staying up in the air. They're keeping it up. Venganza back on the offense, looking for this one. It's going to touch the ground. Venganza, respect for keeping that one up, and they're able to hold on just enough there. And now we've got a tied series, Bagels.
Yeah, and Venganza coming out with a dominant 15 shots to Grandmasters only at 6, and like you saw in the last 6 seconds, Grandmasters, they kind of had a last-second opportunity there, and Fishy kind of cut off Bubbly, and I think Bubbly had boost, whereas Fishy didn't. And he tried to kind of get an awkward flick back to Bubbly, and it was too slow of a play to help try and get an opportunity there, and that was kind of their one chance, along with Foam's chance earlier that minute. And if they can't let Venganza heat up in the series if they're gonna try and take it. They need to convert on the opportunities that they get.
Yeah, one of the things I want to talk about, I know you said the last minute there was a miscommunication. How much so in the comms when you're playing a game in the last minute like that, or in the last second, excuse me, when you have 0 seconds, how much does the communication, how much miscommunication can there be in that final second when you're desperately, down by 1 goal trying to make something happen?
I'd say, especially in the final seconds, you want to make sure that the rotation's clean, the communication's good, but honestly, communication is a very player-specific thing. Some players, they play well when they don't comm at all, or maybe teams as a whole, they play better with less communication. And some people like a lot of communication. So it kind of just depends on the players. But if you have good rotation and you have good spacing between your teammates, you honestly don't need communication as long as you know where each other are.
Very true, and we'll have to see. Is now game number 3 is underway here. This series tied at 1 apiece. Grandmasters taking game number 1, and Venganza came right back with a win of their own as you see Temo comes out in the midfield 4, trying to take it up high. This one's going off the backboard. A double commit comes out there, but Ladog in the corner, safe for the time being, but a shot comes out there off the post, and it's going to go out. Bubbly tried to read it, but a great opportunity just able to be saved away.
That was a great save from 4. His only option was that pre-flip. As another one dangerous in the net, getting blocked out by Skies. Yeah, the pre-flip was his only option, and barely scraping it off the post to clean that one away, and it was a hell of a save from 4 as he gets another one there, while still dangerous in the net, and Foam able to come through for goal 1.
So Grandmasters now, this time they're going to be able to start out with the first goal. Just so much pressure right there. 4 with a great save, and Ladog just unable to reach that one. A close opportunity, but Grandmasters, they're going to be able to take the first goal here, and if the pattern repeats itself, they could be looking for the victory here, but still a long way to go here.
Yeah, I'm surprised Bubbly on that previous attempt where 4 pre-flipped, 4 close one-dim. And I'm surprised Bubbly didn't close one and back after Foam was able to put that one in. But I know 4 is definitely more of a banter kind of player, as that was the case in our series. So interesting to see how that'll play out in this game 3, if any close circumstances arise, as he almost gets a double there. And Sky's there with the follow-up. Great pass from 4, almost scoring it himself.
Now 4 took that one a long way, and a beautiful read. That one is so close there. And I mean, not much you could do if you're the last defender. Had to make that first touch, couldn't quite do it, and Sky's able to finish off the deal, and Venganza right back into a tied game. And, you know, despite the Grandmasters being 8-0, Venganza, you know, they're really looking solid in this series. I'm liking what I'm seeing from them.
Yeah, like I mentioned, even though Grandmasters was 8-0, like you said, now, like, with the addition of 4 on last Wednesday, I mean, this Venganza team is completely different. They feel comfortable with 4, whereas with H, it just wasn't gelling with them. And I think if they started the season with 4 initially, their record would be a lot higher than slightly above 500. As Sky's awkward on the backboard, and that's just going to be an unfortunate mistake from him.
And Bubbly Reaper taking that one across the field. You see the banter out there in chat. Skies after the last goal said easy stat pad. Bubbly Reaper coming back with the easy stat pad as well. So you can definitely see the banter there. But Grandmasters now right back in the lead. And, you know, a little bit of an unfortunate goal, but hey, you know, you always got to take whatever the Rocket League gods give you.
Yeah, especially in this matchup, as Venganza in that game too, they definitely were much better than Grandmasters in that game. As Bubbly with a great flick here, able to ball out the defense. His name is Mr. Dubs.
And Mr. Dubs going right in there. 4 tried to read it. It might have flipped a little bit awkward there, and Bubbly just so much power on that flick there, able to put it in. And Grandmasters back up to a 3-1 lead now. They're all of a sudden looking good. I say something good about Venganza. I really do think that both these teams are looking good, and this is definitely a high octane matchup. As we see the shot there, Skies with the angle, able to put that one in. And after that slow game 1, the last 2 games have just been rapid fire with these goals.
Yeah, and I think that was a case of miscommunication that you brought up at the beginning of this game. Bubbly was extremely awkward on that back wall, and I think either he needed to let Fishy know to go for that, or Fishy should have called him off, as eventually by the time Bubbly was able to go for it, Ladog got the bump off, and Fishy, he just wasn't ready for it in net. As he's awkward on the ball again, and kind of a complete breakdown on the defense for Grandmasters. Nobody was there.
Yeah, Fishy last man back there. It looks like awkward flip at the moment. He was trying to rush back, and 4 just too much speed to handle there. And Venganza really quickly just tie it right back up after Grandmasters took that 2-goal lead. All of a sudden, tied at 3 now.
Yeah, and you get gifted that goal from... Ooh, Bubbly almost able to fake out Skies. But you get gifted a goal from that misplay from Skies on the back wall, and then you come out with a great flick. You got to be feeling good after that, getting 2 quick goals. And then you give 2 right back, completely changing the momentum of this pivotal game 3, and now they're going to have to get another one here.
Yeah, 120 remaining now as Grandmasters blew that lead, but Venganza, they were able to pretty much take that lead. We'll have to see who's gonna come through here. Is Venganza back on the offense again before trying to get in the way. Fishy, no boost to work with, going for the 50. Bubbly Reaper coming out to help there as 4, he picks up a savior medal. This one, awkward touch, but 4, good speed from him. That's what you'd expect. As that one sent back down. 4, looking for the touch into the corner now. Fishy gonna leave it for a teammate, looking for a bump. Bubbly Reaper with the shot, nice and slow. Slight double commit, but Grandmasters able to stay on the offense. Is now Fishy dropping it down for Bubbly. Can he put it in? Yes, they can.
Great play.
Oh my goodness, what a pass right there.
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling he was going to pass, and I was expecting it to be slightly better, but it was just enough to sneak it past 4, as 4 has been the last man back on every single one of these goals, excluding that one whiff from Skies on the backboard, and he's just not quite fast enough to get to these goals. But regardless, great play from the Grandmasters as another save comes out here, and the way the Grandmasters play, it's such a risky play style, as you can see in this game 3, Bubbly, he just plays so close to that first man. And he's expecting him to get a lot of plays to come out, but nothing's going to come out there for the defense as Venganza, they take the momentum back again.
Wow, this game has been so back and forth right here. You see a double commit. They can't find the touch for. He's not going to miss the wide open net there. And 20 seconds remaining. We're tied at 4. I think both these teams know how crucial this game is going to be.
Yeah, just unfortunate for Grandmasters right there to not get the touch, as 2 of them were up and neither came out. And even if Foam did get that last second hit, 4 would have dunked him anyway. But just such a back and forth game 3. And we're probably going to have to decide in overtime who gets this, and we are.
Yeah, now we have overtime here. Series still tied at 1. The winner of this game will go on series point, and a miss comes out. A terrible miss there. 4 picks up the hat trick, and that one is going to hurt.
I don't think Bubbly realized that that was only game 3 as he said GG's and he left. So we're gonna have to get there. He is. He's back. He's back. I think he got a little frustrated with himself right there, as right off the kickoff, an unfortunate whiff from him. And they just, like I mentioned, you let Venganza back into the game, and they're gonna keep pouring that pressure on. And unfortunately for Grandmasters, they let them back in the game. They got that 2-goal lead after that great 3rd goal from Bubbly, and they just quite frankly blew it off 2 mistakes. And even after they got the lead back again, the 4th goal for Venganza, it was just a big mistake coming out. And even the 5th goal in overtime, it was just another mistake. All 4 of those last goals from Venganza coming off of those big whiffs. And if Grandmasters can tighten down that defense, and they need to if they want to have a chance in the series now.
Yeah, and that was interesting that Bubbly Reaper, he actually thought that was that was game 5. So very interesting there. That's weird. It wasn't even really close. That was game 3. I mean, I know it was a crucial game, but he was whole 2 games off. I don't know what's going on in Bubbly's head right there, but
Bubbles,
demo, it's gonna go. The dog.
Yeah, Bubbles can't doubles, and he can't math either. Unfortunately, Foam, just a bad 50 coming out from him, and Sky's able to get that crucial demo. That's the dog banter in the chat. And the unfortunate momentum's against Grandmasters coming out once again.
Yeah, and that Bubbly leaving the game and saying GG's right there, thinking that it was over, it really got me thinking here, like, what's his mindset going to be now that after that game, they're now they're on series point away from their first loss of the season. What is his mindset is going to be? Is it going to be, oh, we've got another chance here, or do you think it's going to be, oh, as we see Bubbly, he's coming back, maybe he's just ready to go, he's ready for a second opportunity?
That play was all Foam right there. He gets a great 50, and he gets bumped off of the play and floating in midair and able to get it again. Oh, I take it back. He actually jumped off the sidewall to recover and getting a great hit to the middle. That play was all Foam.
Oh, and then you talked about him earlier. You want to see more from Foam, play up to his potential, and that one was great. A great play there. It's what you love to see from Foam. It's now Grandmasters back on the offense once more. A shot coming in. Fishy puts it in. And Grandmasters, their 2nd goal of this one.
Yeah, and kind of, I'm not sure who it was that got demoed right there, but kind of, that situation, put your body on the line, soldier. And it kind of worked out in their favor as they were able to sneak it into the right post. But yeah, you mentioned that mentality coming from Bubbly. I mean, being on a team with him, I know that he can get down sometimes, but he never stops trying. He's always going to be in that game. But I think his mentality definitely took a bit of a hit there. I still don't know why he thought it was the GG's when it was game 3, but I mean, if you were Grandmasters after that game 3, you definitely had to be reeling, as I'm sure they know and all the viewers saw. All 4 of those last goals were big and crucial mistakes, and they don't normally play like that, so I'm sure he was feeling it right there.
I would have to say that it probably had to be just the pressure of the moment, how crucial that game was, as Fishy is gonna get that one off the double commit there, and they're able to put it in, and 3-1 now.
Yeah, and now they're up 3-1 again in this game 4. As you mentioned, the double commit comes out and just Fishy with the easy open net. They're up 3-1 again at a similar timeline for game 3, and this is where they blew that lead. And if they're going to have any chance of winning this game 4, they need to stay solid.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna have to do just that and force a game number 5 as they're down 2-1. We've talked about them being masters at game number 5, but they're gonna have to get there first as Venganza has been putting on some great offense here. As you see, this one's sent out in the midfield. Sky is able to get the block, sending it back across. Foam on the catch, staying with that one as that one dunked over to the corner. Fishy, good play from him, able to get that one out in the midfield. Ladog beat by Bubbly. This one just right back to Venganza is now sent back down. Both these teams hitting it back and forth. Here's this one. A miss comes out of team bump, and Grandmasters couldn't capitalize on it. Still dangerous, but 4 going to send it away. And another one where Venganza made a mistake, and there wasn't even a shot from Grandmasters on that one.
Yeah, I think they were just expecting the clear to come out. And actually, as I'm looking at the scoreboard, I think it was Ladog on that ball, and Ladog has around 200 ping at the moment, so I think he might have just lagged out, as all of Grandmasters were expecting that big clear, as the ball just kind of loitered on the Venganza side. And now we can see the momentum starting to shift towards Venganza, but nobody wanting to go for this ball on either side. Again, 2 awkward circumstances.
Yeah, that was definitely strange there. You'd expect Venganza to be all over this one, considering they're down by 2, a minute 30 left. As you see, Foam, he's back on the offense now as Fishy crossing the midfield. Venganza to the corner. 4 gonna pop this one up high. He's looking for another touch. Can he find it over the top of 1? It's off the backboard. Bubbly, good touch from him. Gonna set up a counterattack opportunity. This one's out of the midfield. Dangerous ball, but Ladog able to be there just in time. And it's going to set up another Venganza attack here, which is sent away to the corner. Is now Foam back one more time on the offense, trying to get one more insurance goal. We desperately need that after we saw the collapse from game 3. But this one going up high. A minute remaining now in game number 4. Grandmasters trying to force this game 5 off the backboard. The net is wide open, but the touch doesn't come in. Bubbly, he's going to miss the shot there. And now Skies, demo comes out. Venganza trying to get back on it. And a shot one more time. Is it going to go? It's off the post. The follow's still there. Skies, can he put it in? Yes, he can. Oh my goodness. High octane moments right there. And Venganza going to put one in.
Yeah, Bubbly, he was getting chased off the ball by 4, and he kind of had to rotate too deep into the net, which caused that ball to almost go in the net initially, but it had that awkward bounce, which perfectly went out to the middle for the follow-up. And Bubbly, he just couldn't react in time after trying to dodge that demo. And now, as a boomer comes in from Mr. Dubs, I was about to say Venganza, they might start to creep back into this game, but that'll probably shut him down now with 30 seconds.
Yeah, beautiful answer there from Bubbly Reaper. Just absolute banger right there. And yeah, like you said, I think that one's gonna cancel out the momentum that Venganza had. I think if they didn't find a goal there, Venganza could easily potentially force an overtime, but still time remaining though. You never know. Venganza, we've seen high scoring so far. Can they do one more here? Is 4 off the backboard. Can he find the double? He can't find it. Fishy just going to send this one up high. Precious seconds taken away is Bubbly. He's just taking his time there. Ball cut off in the midfield. Venganza, they've got to get one really quick here. This one's still up. Fishy sending it a long way. Ball still over in the corner, but that's going to do it there. Is this one flowing high? Venganza trying to find one more. Can't do it. And Grandmasters pull off this game 4, and we're heading to game number 5 between these two teams. Kind of what we expected here. It's been so back and forth, and of course, we're heading to game 5.
Yeah, you called it at the beginning of the series. You expected it to go to game 5, and I didn't necessarily call it, but it was certainly something that wasn't out of the range of possibilities. And Grandmasters, they came back in that game 4, and they didn't quite let Venganza break out as much as they did in that game 3. They didn't let him get back in the game, but Grandmasters, they're kind of both Bubbly and Fishy are known to be a little bit slower on defense. Not that they can't play fast, but they kind of like to dribble the ball out and kind of put the ball in dangerous positions in front of their net, trying to bait out a player. And Venganza, they have especially now with 4, they want to play that super fast play style. And I think Grandmasters, they're trying to slow down Venganza too much, as Foam and Bubbly, they're kind of over each other on the midfield trying to break out. And I just don't know if that's going to work for this game 5. Venganza, they're going to pounce on their opportunities when they have them, because I don't think we're going to see another opportunity on that sideball where nobody on Venganza wanted to go for it. I don't think that's going to happen in this game 5. I would expect them to come out coordinated.
Yeah, and actually, a very interesting development here. Ladog, he's been lagging in the last couple games, and Venganza, they struggled just a little bit in that one. And it looks like Chubik is now coming in. We saw Chubik playing for Venganza in the last couple games, and now he's in here. He's coming in for the sub here. So a lineup change in a game number 5.
This is definitely an interesting development. Not what I was expecting, but I honestly don't know much about Cubic other than Skies and all of them just kind of meme together. I don't know about in terms of his level of play, as he can't make the touch here. And almost within the first 5 seconds, he makes a big mistake, but Grandmaster's not able to capitalize on it. But let's see if he can be a pivotal player in this game 5.
Yeah, we'll have to see. There he is! Chubik, the answer! A good sub apparently here. Is Chubik just going to put that one in, and Venganza takes the lead.
And like I mentioned, I think it was Fishy. He was trying to play super slow, trying to bait in that player and get a good 50. And like I mentioned, you play that slow, and eventually Venganza, they're going to adapt to that play style. And Cubic, he didn't care that Fishy was on that ball. He just pounced on him, getting that great 50 and able to follow his own touch. And they can't be playing that slow on defense.
Yeah, definitely so, and especially in this crucial game number 5, can't be affording to make those mistakes. And speaking of mistakes, another one comes out there as 4 puts that one in, and this is not the Grandmasters game 5 we're used to seeing.
And just like I mentioned with that slow play style, it seems throughout the series that Foam and Bubbly have been playing a very tight rotation, super close to each other. And it bit them in the butt there again, as nobody knew who to go for it, or it was just an awkward situation, as they've double committed multiple times. And another mistake that hasn't been capitalized on from Venganza throughout the series. And between the two of them now, they've gotten 2 goals off those flaws in their game plan, as another shot coming out from Cubic. Maybe they should have subbed out Ladog earlier.
Wow, he's just an absolute banger from the corner there. Nothing Fishy could do without the boost there. And, I mean, all of a sudden, it's 3-0 Venganza here. And absolutely insane start.
Yeah, now another one off the crossbar, off the kickoff. And that was the second one that happened within the opening minute, or opening seconds, in fact. Same place, same spot, and nobody was there for the follow-up, or just couldn't get the play on. And that's 2 opportunities they've had, and now they're down 3-0. With all this momentum, and off of all these failed chances, that's another off the crossbar. And he's finally going to put it in, and I hate to say it, but with all this time left on the clock, I think Grandmasters are done and dusted.
Wow, 4 almost hit that first shot, then an angle on the second. Beautiful play there, but I mean, at this point, it's looking like a tough road to climb here. I mean, they've survived game 5s, all of them so far, and they're gonna need some of that game 5 magic. I don't know where it is, but they're gonna have to find it if they're gonna want a chance here.
Yeah, regardless of the magic, they're gonna find Cubic on the ball again. He's just been a monster in this game 5. I was gonna say before that 5th goal even went in, if it wasn't over then, it sure is now.
I mean, at this point, Grandmasters, I don't know what else they can do. They're just getting completely dominated on offense. they've only gotten 2 shots of their own, 6 shots from Venganza, but 5 of them have went in. So Venganza just shooting an absurd amount here as this one's back out of the midfield. Grandmasters, they've got to find something to turn it around. If there's anything to hang your heads on, is that there's 3 minutes here remaining. So still time, but it's going to be tough with how Venganza's been playing. As you see this one going towards the backboard, 4 just able to get the touch. Sky's now on the dribble, blocked back across there. This one's popping up in the midfield. 4, he's going to find the touch. Fishy now sending it off the backboard. Dangerous ball here. Bubbly, can he find the touch? Fishy coming in with the dunk. And Grandmasters find a goal here. And maybe, just maybe.
I'm not even going to roast Bubbly for not hitting doubles. I guess that was kind of a backhanded compliment. But man, what a read from Bubbly, almost getting the goal himself. And Fishy able to get the follow-up. I mean, even with just over 2.5 left, when you have players like Skies and 4, and now Cubic coming in with a dominant Game 5 performance, I don't care how much momentum you're going to get back as Grandmasters. I think it's still over at this point. And it was just those original mistakes I mentioned, just too slow on the defensive transitions and those double commits coming out from Foam and Bubbly. That's really kind of what changed all of this Game 5 as another whiff comes out. Foam able to clean it up, and Venganza just kind of ran away with it after that.
See a miss comes out there. Bubbly trying to go for the angle there, taking it slow. He can't find the shot. But yeah, Grandmasters, I mean, I'd still say there's time. It's going to be tough. There was a bunch of mistakes out from Grandmasters. For Venganza, they've been playing so solid. They're going to have to make a couple mistakes if Grandmasters are going to want a chance. As now we're under 2 minutes remaining. Grandmasters desperately need to get a goal here as Foam sending this one out. He finds Fishy in the midfield. They're going to have to score on this opportunity if they're going to want a chance. Pass in the midfield. Shot opportunity. It's going to go in. Bubbly puts it in. And now a second goal there. 1:33. Improbable, but not impossible.
Yeah, and that's the Grandmasters we know. They're all 3 balls are all 3 players are dangerous on the dribbles on offense. And those are the plays we know them for, as they are starting to gain a little bit of momentum back. But I still think too little too late, as they're still going to have to find 3 here, as Cubic just coming up big, and 4 being a dominant shooter as usual, with Skies just being that support player. And now with just over a minute left, Grandmasters are going to have to pull something off their chessboard. They're going to have to get the checkmate play.
We'll have to see what they can do. I've seen crazier things happen in Rocket League, so you never really know here. Venganza, though, they're on the offense for the moment. Skies was looking for that back pass. Bubbly, he's on the dribble, going to flick it by 1. Follow-up opportunity. It's out in the midfield. It could be dangerous there, but the follow-up there, Cubic, he's going to have the shot, but he can't hit it. It's still dangerous, and 4 is going to put it in, and that might just be the dagger there as he picks up a hat trick as well in this one.
Yeah, that was... I don't blame the Grandmasters for trying to go for that. That was kind of what they need to do, down by 3 goals with less than a minute. They kind of just sent the house, went all in. And Foam, unfortunately, I think he was trying to not play a tight rotation like they have been, and he was just too far back. That's almost another one going in there. He was just too far back for the play to develop into a goal. As he's on the ball here, 4 coming up with a great save, and yeah, I think they've fully needed to commit to that play to have any chance.
Yeah, and with 30 seconds remaining, it's all but over here. But I mean, let's see if Grandmasters can maybe get another one here. As see a double commit comes out, could be an opportunity. The net is wide open. Cubic gets bumped, and Foam, he can't find the angle. So as the seconds tick away, the Bagels, this is going to be the first loss for the Grandmasters. They are going to go down here, record 8-0 to start the season, but they're going down, and you know, we've only got one more team that's undefeated in all of Nemesis. And a crazy ending there. Big upset there from Venganza.
Yeah, and finally, Grandmasters not able to come up with that Game 5 clutch win. And it was anything but a dominant Game 5 win, as they didn't win at all. And finally, challenged in this Game 5 here from Venganza. And yeah, I'm not sure quite what the Dragons' record was when they finally got their first loss in Season 1. I think it was either 6-0 or 7-0. But what's the other team that's undefeated that you mentioned?
Knights are undefeated in the rival league, so they're the last ones remaining, 10-0. I'm not sure if they won again tonight, but they were still sitting undefeated last time I checked. So the Knights lone remaining here. So we'll have to see how it goes. But Grandmasters, they go down, first loss of the season for them. Not going to be able to move up on that magic number for the moment. Congratulations to Venganza, able to hand them the first loss of the season, closing closer onto that conference lead. And we'll have to see as we go forward if they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. I definitely would say so. But we're a little bit behind on our matches, so we're going to take a short break here, get you guys back for our last Titan matchup of the night. We got another great one here. Make sure you guys, if you haven't already, make sure you guys follow. Check out the Discord if you're new. And we'll be back for our final matchup of Heatwave versus Nebula in just a little bit. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.